To serve her country, she first had to vanish from it. In the spring of 1782, in the farm town south of Boston, a tall young woman named Deborah Sampson cut her hair, bound her chest, pulled on a borrowed coat, and walked into a recruiting office as a man. She was 21, and she had been on her own a long time. Her father abandoned the family. Her mother, unable to feed her children, bound her out as an indentured servant at the age of 10. She educated herself in the years that followed, and once free, earned her keep as a weaver and a summer school teacher. She had decided the only road wide enough for a poor woman was the one reserved for men. Her first attempt failed. She enlisted under a false name, took the bounty, and was recognized before she could march. Her church cast her out for it. Most people would have stopped there. She tried again. On the 23rd of May, 1782, in Worcester, she was mustered into the light infantry of the 4th Massachusetts Regiment, the Army's fittest, fastest, most dangerous troops. She signed the name of her brother, who had died years before, Robert Shurtliff. Light infantry drew the work no one wanted, the scouting, the raids, the fighting in the dark. For 17 months, she marched the lawless stretch of the Hudson Valley they called the neutral ground, where patriot and loyalist raiders burned each other's farms, and no uniform was safe. And she was good at it, good enough that no one looked twice. Then, near Tarrytown, she was hit. A musket ball in the thigh, a gash to the head. The head wound a surgeon could treat, but a surgeon's hands on her leg meant discovery, and discovery meant disgrace. So, by her own account, she did the unthinkable. She slipped out of the field hospital, took a penknife and a sewing needle, and cut the ball out of her own thigh. One ball she got, the second was buried too deep. Her leg never fully healed, and still she went back to the line. What finally undid her was not a bullet, it was a fever. In the summer of 1783, sick and delirious in Philadelphia, she was examined by a doctor named Barnabas Binney, who discovered, beneath the bound chest of Private Shurtliff, a woman. He did not expose her. When the truth reached her general, he did not punish her. He gave her an honorable discharge and money for the road home. Deborah Sampson had won her war. Now she would spend the rest of her life fighting a second one, to be admitted that she had fought the first. Because a woman could not, by law, have been a soldier. So the back pay was withheld, the pension denied. To collect what any man in her regiment was owed, she had to prove, in petition after petition, that she, a woman, had done a soldier's work. It took years. In 1792, Massachusetts finally paid her, her petition signed by John Hancock himself. To make ends meet, she became the first woman in America to tour the country as a paid public speaker, standing on stages in her old uniform, performing the manual of arms, telling rooms full of strangers the very thing she had once risked everything to hide. And in her corner, of all people, was Paul Revere. The silversmith of the midnight ride visited her farm, found a sick and aging veteran shortchanged by her own government, and wrote to Congress on her behalf, calling her more deserving than hundreds of the men already on the rolls. In 1805, the United States finally placed Deborah Sampson on its pension list, a soldier by name. She died in 1827 in Sharon, Massachusetts. Years later, when her husband applied for the benefit owed to a soldier's spouse, Congress reviewed her record and admitted it could find no other like it in the whole history of the Revolution. She had spent one war becoming a man in order to fight, and a lifetime insisting they see the woman who had.